Thank you, Bernie, and welcome everybody. This is the commercial part of the evening. I hope you've gotten something out of it. Have you learned something new and wonderful? Because as Bernie said, it was 18 years ago when I was diagnosed. I couldn't find any information, couldn't find anybody else to speak to. And when I met Jack Moon, who was diagnosed 10 years after me, he was in a similar situation, and we got together and we started thinking about putting together Bladder Cancer Canada, and we worked at it very hard over the last 3 years. We've been very fortunate over that period of time to have met some other people who helped come on board and joined us in our venture. And the end of tonight, we'd like you, if you have any interest in helping, to join up with us as well. So as I said, it was September '09 when we started the organization, or October, that's when we really started it, and we got a charitable registration in January, and we had a walk in October 2010 with the idea of trying to raise some money, which we did. And in January 11th, 2011, we were endorsed by the Canadian Urology Association. We have three missions. We have one mission, but with three statements. The first one and the foremost is to help bladder cancer patients and their caregivers. The second is to raise awareness of bladder cancer. We've heard it a number of times today from patients, from Dr. Kassouf. The awareness level is really lacking. And the third was to advocate and to raise funds for bladder cancer. And I'll talk about that in a minute. As I said, the first and foremost thing that we do is have patient support. We have a very active website. I don't know if some of you have been there. If you haven't, website address is on the back of your program that you've gotten this evening. Please go there. We're asking you to also register so you can get a password to go on and post questions. The other area we help you in is you can phone us, and we will put you in touch with another patient, similar in age to yourself and similar in treatment level. Female to female, male to male, neobladder, ileostomy, conduit to whatever it is, we believe we can match you with a similar patient. And thirdly, Jacques had mentioned the support group you have in Montreal at the Hope & Co. We're supporting that kind of an organization, local support groups across Canada. Next slide, please. This year, we're having a medical advisory and medical research board meeting in connection with the Canadian Urology Association meeting up in Banff. And we are pleased to announce that we'll be funding our medical research projects. Actually, two of them, and some of you have received our newsletter. You'll know that we have actively been involved with another major research project. This is somewhat, it's new to the urology that people are starting to fund research. So what monies we can collect at our walk, we're turning around and starting to fund research projects. It's bringing awareness to the doctors, it's bringing awareness to patients. Media's picking this thing up as well. This patient education meeting follows a number of other ones we've had. On Thursday night, we have one in Hamilton. We're going to have one in Winnipeg in September, one in Vancouver in November, and in Montreal, we hope, as soon as we can get some French-Canadian, French-speaking members within our group, a sufficient core, we plan to have one here in French, and sooner the better for us. So if you happen to be French-speaking and wish to help us, we invite you to come on board. Pardon me. There's a table over there with information about the walk. There is awareness walk happening here in Côte Saint-Luc in September 23rd. And there's a picture of a group of people that were at a walk last year in Toronto, and we hope to see that many people here in Côte Saint-Luc. and we're gearing to raise $150,000. And I can tell you unequivocally that 125 of that 150 will be going towards the research. I want to thank BioNiche most definitely for their wonderful support. If it wasn't for them, we would not have been able to have this meeting tonight. Côte St. Luc, the town of Côte St. Luc, they've been super supportive as well with this, giving us this facility as well as supporting us in the walk. Dr. Kasuk, there you're sitting. The chair of our medical advisory board and the research board has been so supportive. I don't have to tell you, his patients who see how hard he works, and yet he's there for us, to meet us, to give us all kinds of support, and we really thank you for that. The presenters, and I just really wanted to say thank you so very much for your presentations. Jacques and Michelle, I've met them before, and hearing their stories and hearing the sincerity of it, and I know those of you who are sitting out there have similar stories, because so do I. And the volunteers, this thing just doesn't happen, right? It takes a lot of effort. And the effort, Dr. Steve Cohn, amazing. He's the guy who's only because I'm limited in time, I can't tell you all the things he's done, but it would not have happened without him, and with the help of Bernie, Liz, and Kevin. So thank all of them. Next slide, please. So I am going to introduce Greg Neely in a moment, but I just wanted to tell you that following, are we going to have a quick question period? So following Greg's presentation, Bernie's going to take over again, and he's going to ask you quite a small, short question and answer period, and then we're going to have a chance to have wonderful refreshments back there, and you'll be able to meet the presenters and you meet other folks with similar situation as yourself. So it's my privilege to introduce Greg Neely, who is a director of Bladder Cancer Canada. He'll tell you a little bit about his story, but there is some of that in here. And we are so fortunate because Greg is a great writer, and he has written blogs on our website. If you've come onto our website, you've known that Greg is very active in helping other patients. So I'd like to, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Greg Neely.